Have you ever wondered why God in all his wisdom commanded us to observe the Sabbath? This commandment, nestled right in the heart of Exodus 20 verses 8 to 11, stirs curiosity and raises more than a few eyebrows. It's a concept steeped in divine origin yet shrouded in misconceptions. Why would an omnipotent God ask us to rest one day in 7? What is the underlying message here? Well, it's time to unravel this mystery and understand the Sabbath's significance in a new light. Let's dive into the heart of the matter, the connection between the Sabbath and mercy. In the biblical context, the Sabbath is more than a day of rest. It is an opportunity to exemplify mercy, as Jesus Christ did. Let's turn our attention to the Gospel of Matthew chapter 12, verses 1 through 8. Here, we encounter Jesus and his disciples picking grain on the Sabbath. When the Pharisees challenge this action as unlawful, Jesus responds, "I desire mercy, not sacrifice." He then goes on to heal a man with a withered hand, even though it's the Sabbath, a day typically reserved for rest and worship, not work. In these verses, Jesus embodies mercy, showing love and kindness to his disciples and the man he heals. His actions challenge the rigid interpretation of the Sabbath, suggesting that showing mercy and love to others is not just permissible on the Sabbath, but a reflection of its true purpose. This act of mercy is a form of love that goes beyond mere obligation. It's not a duty or a burden, but a joyous expression of God's love for humanity. When Jesus heals on the Sabbath, he's not simply breaking a rule, he's revealing the heart of God's law. He's demonstrating that love and mercy are at the core of God's commandments. So what does this mean for us today? It means that the Sabbath is a time for us to emulate Jesus' actions, to show mercy and love to others. It's a day to reflect on God's love for us and to express that love to those around us. It's a day to embody mercy, to extend kindness and compassion to those in need, just as Jesus did. In this light, the Sabbath becomes more than just a day of rest. It becomes a day of love, a day of mercy, a day of embodying God's love for humanity. When we observe the Sabbath, we aren't just resting, we're embodying God's mercy, just as Jesus did. Now that we've explored the link between the Sabbath and mercy, let's delve into how this understanding can transform our lives. The Sabbath, as we know, is traditionally a day of rest. But in the context of our modern, fast-paced lives, it can be so much more. It can be a day of reprieve, a day to disconnect from our routine tasks, and a day to connect with our spiritual selves. The Sabbath is not just about physical rest, but also about spiritual rejuvenation. It is a day when we can slow down and reflect on our actions and their impact on others. This reflection can lead us to show mercy in different forms. Mercy in this context could mean forgiveness, compassion, or just a simple act of kindness. Observing the Sabbath in this way can greatly influence our relationships. It allows us to pause and consider the feelings of others, to show empathy and to extend grace. It helps us to be more understanding, more patient, and more loving. Moreover, when we as individuals observe the Sabbath in this manner, it can also impact our larger community. It can create a ripple effect of mercy and compassion, spreading kindness and understanding far beyond our immediate circle. So in essence, the Sabbath gives us a chance to rest, reflect, and reset. It provides us with a unique opportunity to be a source of comfort and relief to those around us. In observing the Sabbath, we have an opportunity to be conduits of God's mercy to those around us. We've journeyed through an enlightening exploration of the Sabbath and its deep connection with mercy. We've taken a deep dive into the commandment of the Sabbath, an integral part of the 10 Commandments, given to us as a divine decree to rest and reflect. We've delved into the biblical depiction of mercy during the Sabbath, where acts of kindness and mercy were not just permitted but encouraged even on this day of rest. We've also pondered over the Sabbath's significance in our lives today. It's more than just a day off from work or a religious obligation. It's a day to cease from our labor, to rest, and to reflect on God's mercy and love. As we embrace the Sabbath, may we remember to extend mercy, just as we have received it from our loving God. For in doing so, we truly honor the spirit of the Sabbath. If you enjoyed this reflection, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with others. Let's spread the understanding and practice of Sabbath together.